Hi guys, it's Miss Landry, and today in this video, I'm going to teach you a little bit about how the class is going to run this semester. It's going to be different for some of you. It's very much an independently paced class, so I hope you like it. But let's just jump right in and see what you think of it. So to start with, the goals of this video are to introduce how the class is going to run. It's called a modern classroom, and I think you'll see why when we go through what our procedures are going to be. I'm going to define the three pillars of a modern classroom, which are self-paced, blended learning, and mastery-based, and you'll understand what that means by the end of this video. And then finally, I'm going to explain something called the pacing tracker, which is kind of the heart of the class. It's where you are on the journey of learning. So let's jump right in. So what does a typical day look like in our class? So you're going to come in and I'm going to say hello and see how you're doing. There's only 9 of us, so it's going to be a really small class. And then we're going to start a warm-up. The warm-up is either going to be a retrieval practice, which you'll find out that I love. It'll be like a question of the day or some goal setting. Maybe I'll be going over something that a lot of you struggled with, but it will basically be a warm-up. After that, I'm going to go over the pacing tracker and make sure that you know what lesson you're on and what activity you should be doing. And this will make more sense as we keep going. Then you are in your self-paced mode. So you're either doing videos and practice, you're doing revisions on something that I gave you feedback on, you're doing a lab, or you are doing a mastery check, which is a quiz that you have to get 100% on before you can move on. Now, a lot of this work is either individual or group work. So don't think that you're going to be on videos all the time because the videos tend to be pretty short. So I think you'll like it. And then finally, I'm going to try to do this. I don't always do this. So if someone could remind me, the last 5 minutes, this says 10 minutes, but we need our time because we're going to be doing lots of labs. But basically, I want you to reflect, right? So like, what did you learn today? How are you doing? How is the process going? I don't always do this. I'm going to try. So I need someone to keep on me for that. So what is self-paced learning? Self-paced learning is where you decide the pace of your learning. And I will help you with that, obviously. But first of all, what it does is you guys own your learning. There's no late work. There's no due dates. We have what are called on-pace dates. So basically, I know when the test is going to be, and I expect you to be kind of close to this point in order to be ready for the test. If you're absent for either illness, which we all know could be a possibility, thank you, COVID, or because of sports, you don't have to worry about missing any information because it's all there. Students, definitely, you guys, if you've had Miss Sherman, which some of you had, or me, you know that we love metacognition, right? So you need to know what you don't know. And so this will help you with that. It also allows for revision. So everything except the unit exam at the end, you are allowed to revise as many times as you need. Mistakes are great, learn from them, and revise. That's the goal for this class. And finally, I definitely think that students all learn at different paces. Has nothing to do with intelligence. It just has to do with what have you been exposed to before, how quick is your processing speed, what's going on in your life outside of class. And so this allows students to move at their own pace. And I really like that. So the pacing tracker, this is the key to your success. So let me show you our pacing tracker. I'm going to show you in class, but it will look a lot like this. So let's say Bob is in our class, okay? Right here in this yellow column, it tells him what he is working on. It shows that he's mastered lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3, and lesson 4 of unit 1. He is currently working on lesson 5. And if you notice, he is on pace. So that's great. If you see the orange revise, that means they got through some stuff, but definitely needed a little bit more practice. And so they're revising some work. You can see that over here, it tells you if you're ahead of pace, on pace, or behind pace, or revising something. So I'll go over that with our specific pacing tracker so that you can see it. Hopefully that helps. What is blended learning? Basically, it is using technology to increase your learning. So you learn better. I mean, this is your future. You guys will all probably have like computer chips in your brain soon or something. You're going to own your learning. So it's up to you. Like you can rewind me on these videos, watch them again, do whatever you need. it's up to you. I will have tons of resources for you, okay? It prepares you for that tech center world that you're gonna live in. It increases collaboration. So you guys are gonna be working together on a lot of stuff. So group work, group work, group work. I love group work. It's also more interesting. Videos are fun. I like making videos. And sometimes you'll see my cats walking through here, or my sons, or who knows, you might see like a guest speaker pop in. And then finally, mastery grading. So you cannot move on to another lesson until you have mastered the lesson you're on. And the way that I test for that is through your practice and then also with mastery checks. So these are small quizzes at the end of each lesson. Now, each lesson will only have 1 or 2 learning objectives. So for example, your first lesson in DNA is about the structure of DNA, right? So what is the structure of DNA? And then you move on from there. But you have to pass that mastery quiz with 100% before you can move on. I will always give you 2 tries. And then if you still aren't passing with a high enough grade, then we will meet, we'll discuss, and I will have some more practice after we go over where the disconnect is in the information. This is awesome because by the time you get to the unit assessment, you should know exactly what's going to be on that assessment because it's all based on these mastery quizzes. It will build your confidence for sure. So if you've ever had that experience where you're like, well, I could do it with you, but then when I had to do it on my own or on the test, I failed. And so that's not going to happen. It's very much like what you'll see in college. And I hate the term the real world because you are in the real world, but this is more like what life is like. And it also allows you to take the time you need to master a skill or a concept. That's it. There's my email. Email me any questions at all. Hopefully you guys like this method of teaching. I'm trying it out. We'll see what we think. Thanks, guys.